Hello everyone, welcome back to a Live It Deep Dive episode. Today we're gonna go deep, like very, very deep. We are very lucky to have Dr. Cherise Dupree to come share with us today about her latest research expedition.
Hi everyone.
Hi Cherise, I saw that you've recently came back from a deep sea expedition. We'd love to know where you were and how long you were at sea for.
The most recent expedition I was on had me exploring off the coast of the Galapagos Islands, and it was a pretty long expedition. I was at sea for an entire month, and then after the at sea expedition, I went to the Charles Darwin Research Station on the islands of the Galapagos. This expedition was my first time in the Galapagos, in the deep sea, and I have to say that it was an expedition I will remember for the rest of my life.
Whoa, the Galapagos Islands? That sounds amazing. What brought you on this trip?
The science goal of the expedition was to explore hydrothermal vents. So just a reminder that hydrothermal vents are places in the deep sea where there is superheated water. And we went there to go learn about the animals that live there, and specifically about the Pacific white skate that lives there and uses that area for its young as a nursery ground.
What's a skate? Is that a type of fish?
Yes, a skate is a type of fish. It's closely a relative to a shark, except it's a lot flatter than a shark. So though its internal anatomy is like a shark, the outside of it, because of its very giant pectoral fins, which are the side fins, because they're so long, it actually more or less resembles a 2-meter flying deep sea pancake.
Flying pancakes? I was not expecting you to say that. I would love to see a flying pancake at sea. I'm trying to picture what the eggs would look like. Tiny pancakes?
Actually, staying on the breakfast theme here, if you picture an egg, like a chicken egg, maybe it's like 6 centimeters in length. These eggs are giant, and that's because everything in the deep sea tends to be giant. So they're large, about 10 times the size of a chicken egg, some 30, 45 centimeters across. This is going to get strange, but we're going to stay with the food here. If you could picture a ravioli, but made out of banana leaves, that's what a deep sea skate egg looks like. We collected dozens of these eggs, and the reason for collecting them was because we want to study, are they specially adapted to heat? Because we actually don't know why the skates are traveling to these hydrothermal vents. We don't know why they're laying their eggs in the hundreds to thousands to millions that we're seeing them there. And when science stumbles across something so extreme, it's in our nature to want to know why. And so that's why we've collected these eggs, and we're hoping that they'll give us the answers to these mysteries.
Our best hypothesis of why the skates are seeking out this heat is because the heat actually helps the eggs incubate faster. It could cut the time down from what we think is 4 years, maybe half of that, so 2 years, making for a lot faster that the skates hatch and a lot stronger babies. And remember, these eggs can be up to 45 centimeters, so they need to grow a lot.
Those are big! Why is everything so gigantic in the deep sea?
Things in the deep sea tend to grow giant because of everything being slowed down. Food is limited, the temperatures are colder, so things kind of get preserved and their lives play out over long time periods. Some decades to hundreds to even thousands of years. Some of the oldest animals in the world live in the deep sea. Because they're adapted to this way of life, they live longer and they grow giant. There's a lot of animals that are 30 to 40 times the size of their close relatives that are in the shallows.
Whoa, that's really fascinating. So what are you hoping to accomplish with all this information you've gathered?
Believe it or not, 50 years ago, we didn't know that hydrothermal vents existed on this planet. It's a relatively new finding by science. So all the work we do is very much brand new to science. What we're hoping to do is find out all the different ways that hydrothermal vents benefit the bigger ocean. They seem far and removed, but already we know that they play an essential role to life as we enjoy it on this planet. And it's making those connections The hydrothermal vent is the place where fish lay their eggs. Then those fish go out into the deep sea, and it benefits the global ocean. So that's like the general, what we want to discover. Bringing it closer to home, we actually have the world's only other skate nursery just off Haida Gwaii on an active volcano that we've recently discovered. We found almost 5 million skate eggs on an active volcano that is also putting out hot water.
This science is really important. It's science advice that we're providing to the Haida Nation, to the Government of Canada, and the hope is that they can then use this science to propose a marine protected area to safeguard this amazing place.
So, I'm wondering, are those hydrothermal vents in the Galapagos protected?
In the Galapagos Islands, they have protected those hydrothermal vents already. Now, we discovered our volcano just last year, and so now is the time to act and protect our nursery ground. In Canada, they're at the depths that our deep sea fishers fish at, and so there are bottom contact fishing activities that occur on the volcano that we're talking about, and that's bad news for the nursery ground. A lot of the eggs are captured. It's also very harmful to the corals and sponges that create the lovely nursery ground. And so when we talk about protection, we talk about controlling the human activity that directly impacts those sites. And in this case, it would be protection from bottom contact fishing.
That was really interesting. Thank you so much for sharing with us. It's so fascinating to learn about what remains undiscovered at the deep sea. Maybe this could help inspire some kids to study the deep sea and work in that field later on.
I hope that's the case, because again, even though the deep sea seems like a faraway place, we rely on it so much. And the more people that get involved and know about it, the better we are at making decisions about how it can be protected and sustained. So I hope that programs like yours do touch those people that are going to grow up and make the future decisions.
So Charisse, tell us, where are you going on your next expedition?
My next expedition will be closer to home. It'll be back to our nursery ground off the island of Haida Gwaii. So I'm really excited. It'll be this coming summer. I hope that everybody will join us because we'll be streaming on live again and posting all over social media through our NEPDEP program, which is NEPDEP. And if you follow that, you could follow the adventure live.
Once again, thank you so much for joining us today and keeping us up to date with all your new discoveries. We will definitely continue to follow you and your research.
Thank you, Islay. Thank you, audience.
Bye!
Bye, everyone.